Okay, so I got a box of bits for the spark. Give her a service. We have ribbon delete. And here we have a WORX 244 intake grate. Yeah, I was just finding that the ski in rough water was just bouncing out of the water. It was just bouncing on the limiter, and it was like jumping up and putting the brake on for like a split second. So I'm kind of hoping this keeps it hooked up around our wee track. So that's cool. Yeah, this here is a pump seal kit, and it's just to fill the cavities really in here. But yeah, so we'll get these fitted. Alright, so I got the top deck off there. I'm sure you don't need to see me doing that. Got the wee ribbon delete here. So this engine looks quite corroded. There's been a lot of salt water sloshing about in here. The drain plug was blocked with sand, so I don't know how long salt water's been slushing about in here as he was using it. The thing did lie for a long time. I mean, it's 2021. I bought it in 25 here, and there was only 29 hours on it. So I'm gonna get a lot of salt away sprayed on this engine to stop the corrosion, rub it down, and protect it with this stuff. I really don't like the look of the starter, so I'm going to take that up and clean it and protect it because it's a bit of a mess. These skis have a bit of an issue. People see low coolant and think, oh no, I've got a coolant leak. And when they're doing the wheelies and the ski's vertical, it runs out of this pipe down in the hull. So what you can do is flip it round, cable tie it here, and that way it won't leak out. Anyways, I'll top this up. So at the minute I'm just changing out the spark plugs and giving it a service. Took the 3-up platform off for over the winter. Hopefully we'll get up to ride some surf. I just think it'll be better fun without it. And I've pulled the resonator out because I'm going to make up my own free flow exhaust. I'm just taking a few measurements now. Just need to take it from here and get a through hull exhaust fitting. The top deck's sitting on the ski. You don't get all the oil out of it with the suction pump. So if you put the top deck on like this, you can connect up the harness, suck your oil out, then you can turn over the engine, obviously with no sparks in it. It'll pump oil round back into where the sump is, and if you do that 2 or 3 times, you can get a lot more used oil out of it. So we'll turn the engine over, see if we can get some more oil out of it. Yeah, we got more. Well, I hit it again. So yeah, I got 3 litres of oil. Hopefully it'll fill it. Or is it emptying again? Maybe do one more. Okay, did another one, filled it up again, so it's still pumping used oil out, so it makes you realise how much is still in that engine when you're doing a service. This engine has a bit of corrosion around it. As you can see, it's quite furry, so I've made up a solution of half vinegar, white vinegar, and water, which basically kind of like acts like a salt away, because I think for a squeezy bottle like that, or a spray bottle, it's like 33 quid. So a bit of vinegar, a bit of water. Yeah, the wee oil cap was looking pretty dozed, so rub that down. We'll spray it black again, and then we'll get the solution all around this engine to try and neutralise the corrosion before we spray it down with fluid film for protection. This is the second bottle, so we'll chuck this in and we'll take a reading and see where we're at. I'll turn it over a wee bit and then let the oil filter fill up. Not far off max. Right, so I fired her up there and she isn't even registering on the minimum, so yeah, she definitely needs more. And I ended up taking 2 3/4 of those bottles. Well, it would be rude not to do a little sound check with this cutback box. Sprayed the engine down with fluid film, so it does look a bit better than it did, for sure. Alright, looks like the pump is going to have to come out to fit the intake grate, because we need access to these holes. I did buy the pump plug kit, which basically just fill the cavities. I mean, what was that, like 60 quid or something? You probably could just get some expanding something or other. My wee boys there. So to fit this here, you basically have your 3 bolts and then 2 at the back. So this one here is easy enough to get at. So's that one, the front one, but this one isn't so much because this is in the way, so it's kind of buried way in there. Just going to stick some silicone around this here, around this, and at the back to seal it up nice and good. can see it way down in there. Okay, so these are some of the things I've had to buy to do the free flow exhaust. This is a Sea-Doo through hull exhaust outlet. I just got this off like a breaker, 2.5 inch, because you can't really use the one off the resonator. I mean, you're sure you probably can, you can buff it back, but I just wanted to get this here. Yeah, so just a 90-degree elbow coupler. I've just cut a bit off that so it sits a little bit closer. You'll see later why. And then this is just like a 2.5 inch sort of intercooler pipe with a 45-degree bend. I've had to cut a couple of bits off because it was way too big. The actual bend itself, probably it would have been better if it had been a little bit straighter. You'll see why. I don't really have a marine sealant. All mine had dried out. I've just got this multi-purpose stuff. I mean, it's probably going to do fine. It's waterproof, weatherproof, so it's all good. It'll do. Right, I'll have to give that a bit of a tighten and then stick a rivet in it.
Where then?
Just trying to fix my jet ski.
Oh!
This is it stuck together. The reason why I think I would prefer almost a straight pipe would even be better, because it comes out quite straight here and the rear platform cover has to go underneath that, so I try to make it fit as best I can and at least get a bit of space between there, but there's not a lot of room. But that's her anyway, so we'll see what it sounds like.
Hi.
This will be fun. There is a quart boom off that exhaust now. So we'll stick in sport mode, we'll try it. Okay, I don't know. Maybe the prop isn't the right prop for this, obviously, now that it's tuned, but it feels like it's cavitating. I think it's cavitating a bit. Right, we'll do a speed run here. So, like, honestly, there really is, I was expecting a bit more. I don't know. Like, if you didn't tell me that this ski was mapped and I jumped on it, I think I would honestly struggle to even notice, like. Right, so a bit of an afterthought here. If you're talking about the pure whole shot power, the ski feels the same, if not slower. It is cavitating. It doesn't feel like it's hooking up. Like, the engine isn't actually loading up. Like, you can see in some of the pulls that I do there from a standing start that it sort of pings off the limiter for once or twice, and then it gets moving. So kind of like a car wheel spinning. It's just not using the power. The ski did hit 51 mile an hour stock on glass water, so there is some top end improvement. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a pump issue. They say you should be sticking a Solus 1214 prop in it, so I'll maybe have to go down that road and see if I can fix this issue. So yeah, sure, stand by for that.